leadership in this very important area to all of us. Our last presentation is from two students from St. Gregory College Preparatory School in Tucson. Wolf Steklis and Gabrielle Machibia will share an interactive presentation with us. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Wolf Steklis.
My name is Gabriel Machibia.
And today we're going to be talking about the path to an interactive classroom. So what happens in an interactive classroom?
An interactive classroom is an environment in which students interact dynamically with the information they're learning, creating an entire new dimension of information intake. Because students are dealing with real-life situations, they get to see the direct implications of what they're learning and how it relates to their lives. And then finally, the role of the teachers changes from a lecturing drone into a partner in learning who's there to guide you through what you're learning about.
So why do we need interactive classrooms? Well, back to the question why. Students always ask the question, why? Why are we learning this? And when? When will we use this? And for an interactive classroom with real-life scenarios, we can apply these questions of why and when, and they can see where they can apply these questions that they have, and these scenarios that they're given will allow them to justify why they're learning, which puts them into different careers. Each role that they're given in the scenario will maybe open up a new idea of what they want to do later. They may say they have a math situation where they are a person doing they're banking, and they actually like banking, they like working with numbers that way. So they develop these skills through the roles that they are given in these interactive classrooms, and they can expand on these skills that they may not have known they've had, and maybe even pursue different jobs that they may have not thought of before.
So this all sounds good in theory, but what are some real-life examples of the active classroom? Well, first we have VSE, or the Virtual Stock Exchange. This is a free online community where people from all around the world can use real-time stock information to bet virtual money. And because this is held online instead of in the traditional static classroom, students are able to network with one another, and they're able to establish a healthy competition that engenders the desire to actually do well and learn what's going on in the world so they can actually succeed. We also have a very unique initiative in our AP Government class. Throughout the semester, students go through all the steps that are associated with a presidential election. So they choose candidates, they have mock debates, they make campaign videos, and at the end of the year, the entire school comes together and they see who would be the most fit to run the country in 2012. And not only does this show students what their elected officials have to go through, allowing them to make decisions about their future, but it might open up new avenues for jobs, or maybe you want to go into politics. And finally, we have the leadership class, which Wolf and I are both a part of. Now, you go through all the traditional, you learn managerial models and ways to interact with other people. But what's really special is that 5 times a semester, we get to actually lead a group of underclassmen on a challenge course, or on a ropes course is what we call it. And not only does this let us put to use what we've been learning in the classroom, but it allows us to see how other people will react to what we're doing and how we're learning.
So, application. How will we apply this? So we want to apply real-life scenarios to every single class to make classes more interesting and get kids more involved in what they're doing. So let's give an example. Let's say there's a Spanish class, and for a real-life scenario, let's say the past week they've been learning about ordering food and food on menus in restaurants. So how about they set up a restaurant scene in their class, and they have their teacher as a waitress walking around, and they have to read off the Spanish menus and order in Spanish, which gives them a real-life scenario, in which case they can speak almost fluent Spanish, more fluent Spanish, and they can learn faster and have more fun in learning in this process. So this brings us to the results.
Learning will become fun. Because students aren't going to feel as though they're being belittled and lectured to, and that they're actually a part of the learning process, they're going to want to do. They're going to want to learn more about what's going on around them in the world. And they're going to build interest in subjects they may have never even thought about. Because they're really doing these things. They see all the different aspects that come together to make a job, or a career, and they could find an interest in that. And finally, it creates the desire to learn more. Because you're seeing how what you're learning impacts the world around you, you want to learn more about how you can influence the world.
So, our primary goal is we want to make learning fun. I know everybody has said that before and it's getting kind of corny, but we really want it to incorporate real life scenarios. We want it to make it more fun and more interesting to students so that they don't feel like they're getting lectured to all the time. We want to incorporate the world. We want to integrate world problems. And finally, we want to just pretty much induce interest. We want to have everybody interested in their classes and interested in their subjects so that if they find something that they're actually legitimately interested in, they can pursue that job or career choice that they choose. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the path to an interactive classroom. Thank you.
Thank you very much.